technically true, but just because they're true doesn't mean it's right.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know what type of plant would be a good example for this, but assuming that there was one recently nearby,
we could say like excuse me, brain fart.
A sunflower. No.
Funny enough, sunflowers don't grow in the Dream Rampant. Fun fact. Which
yeah, that makes
ironically
sense.
is one of the best case points for this, but I digress. You will have found a root vegetable that you will spotted a couple times. They grow in patches, akin to like not a beet, more like wild garlic. These things only appear where the sun would hit it, right? Not that those all plants need sunlight, no shit. But like specifically high heat concentrations.
Right.
So thusly, the sun would have had to hit the spot consistently. So, as the sun coasts across the sky, it would need an avenue at all angles to hit one specific spot. Whereas in
this
some
one's in the shade.
Yeah, exactly. You found this one in the shade.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Yeah. If that's nearby, he would point that out pretty directly.
Yeah, it's in this. Fuck it, it's in this glade. There's other stuff in this glade. Yeah, that's one of them.
You see that plant over there? It's a offshoots of a garlic, basically. They tend to need high intensity sunlight. More the heat provides power for them. But if the sun is directly above us at all times, and it needs high intensity heat, that one's under a tree, effectively. It doesn't get sunlight. So, whatever is mimicking the Dream Rampant is mimicking it incorrectly. As wild as the Dream Rampant is, it still has its own rules, its regulations, it follows its own paths. This isn't.
You guys hear Mina mutter something in Umgati, but none of you speak Umgati, so you don't know what she says.
Could you repeat that?
She's like off, like looking away. Keep an eye on the place, but definitely in her own head as she said that. But as you call her out and bring her back to, snap back to reality, Eminem style, she like startles a bit and looks at you. Side breath. She thinks of how to translate into illuminated speech. It's Umgati saying. So she rolls around. So it goes along like the tide always coming and going. That's just what it do. That's the rules.
Alright.
Want to take a breather here? Maybe we can find something to contain some water.
Right, yeah, because we won't have water skins. That would be worse. We can maybe...
Well, funny enough, Mina does.
I mean, I guess she would never be without it, considering, like, where she lives. Yes, we could maybe make something out of a large piece of tree bark if we could find that.
Yeah, you can use this. She hands over her water skin. Wrap around that or something. She stares at the water skin she hands over. Fire's told me always to have my water on me.
Seems to paid off.
Yeah.
If she's still offering it, he'll take it to, I suppose, go fill it up at some point.
I don't have purify food and drink, but I'll do a prestidigitation just for good measure, clean it, see, just in case it helps.
I don't think it would, because like prestidigitation is like baby's first spell, cantrip rather.
Yeah.
So it's like house chore stuff. I mean, with how fresh the water is from an underground source, it's probably relatively filtered, because that's how groundwater works. That's why we have.
But is it magically filtered,
wells?
or is it going to charm us to drown ourselves?
I mean, if
that'd be
as long as
crazy.
it's running, maybe boil it just in case.
I mean, if you want to, yeah.
Can you boil something on a water skin?
Yeah,
would it just damage the skin?
There's a number of ways you could do it. Like, I'm not saying you guys should do this, but for example, you could hollow out a segment of wood, pour water in that little makeshift bowl, except there's an entire fucking log attached to it, and drop hot rocks into it to boil it. There's a bunch of different ways to boil water without using skins or bowls. Well, I guess you make a bowl in that case. etc. So it would be pretty easy. But technically, if you guys don't mind, you guys could just dig a hole in the ground, fill that with water, and toss rocks in it. Technically, as long as the ground isn't
idea.
Yeah, as long as the ground doesn't, like you guys
Fight back.
dig the. As long as you guys didn't fucking dig the ground on where a pile of shit was, you're probably fine. But this place seems pretty sparse and clear, so yeah, you guys can begin boiling your in some water. Meanwhile, Roma and Dala, you guys are trekking through the woods, whispering out names, trying to call out to your compatriots as you guys are lost in the woods.
Yeah, depending on how long without an answer, I think eventually Dahlia would just stop and start focusing on, like, okay, survival.
Yeah.
What's your cutoff point?
Let's see.
Like
Duration-wise.
10, 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, probably about 5 or 10 minutes of continuous, we're not like running through the woods, but we're walking, so we're moving, and we're calling out at a volume, not shouting, but a volume. I think about 10 minutes, give or take, of that. Dahlia would be like, alright, so no one's coming, and it's just us, we need to survive.
Yeah. What would even be the first step in, like, survival? I don't know.
Okay, well, you don't have to worry too much about that from the looks of it.
Yeah.
As you guys are giving up, like, okay, we've spent a long time, relatively long time of calling out, maybe we should call it quits. You guys hear a bird, tweet, 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 tweet. Thank you, Fred, thank you.
Oh my god.
And it's very
Yeah,
close.
that's actually really good.
It's very close, like Disney princess proximity close to a bird.
Whip around looking for it.
And well, it's a rather distinct looking bird.
Cool.
I wonder who it could be.
You guys see Giselle.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
It tweets at you guys. What do you do?
Start following it?
Do the bird.
Well, it doesn't fly anywhere. It just sort of shows, like, it just flies in front of you guys, like a hummingbird.
Yeah. Just, oh my god, Giselle!
Dahlia's,
Its finger if it wants to sit down, I guess. I don't know.
Dahlia's like watching it at a distance, like, I don't trust this.
I mean, you trusted me when I came battling out of the woods, so...
I checked you over.
Did you have time? Oh, no, wait, afterwards. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't when you just ran at me. You're lucky I didn't have anything to kill you with.
And I'm very grateful, and I'm also very grateful you didn't sucker punch me in the face, but that's besides the point.
I got close. Looking over at Giselle. As much as
she...
Dahlia doubts that
she's
she'd be able to tell, but...
Giselle is sat upon, like, a bit of a smaller branch that's, poking out around, like, for Roma, around, like, neck height. For you, Dahlia, probably be around, like, chest height. Investigating, roll me your perception. Or not perception, your investigation.
What's the next search?
Both. Yeah, both if you want, if you both want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Investigation
or
disadvantage, because...
It'll be investigation. And yes, so disadvantage if you had exhaustion. So for Dahlia, you're not starlings like Giselle is said to be by Eva aren't native to your neck of the woods, so you're not quite sure, right? And given how weird this place is, there's a lot of things around here that aren't native to your neck of the woods, so it's not helping, but it's not hurting to be like, oh, this thing I don't know is still something I don't know, and the ground is made of ground. No shit. Meanwhile, Roma, at a 19, there is like a very vibrant plumage that Giselle has, and that is distinct. It was like, okay, so if someone's mimicking Giselle, they did a really fucking good job of it. But the thing that really catches you that it is genuinely Giselle is how to say, there is, so to speak, a unerring gaze that you guys have from it that is mimicked in from Eva, and you're saying, yeah, no.
Yeah, we recognize that anyway.
I see where she gets it.
Yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, no, you're Giselle, definitely.
Like a normal bird would have had a bit more reaction to other things that are happening around you. Giselle's mission oriented.
Yeah.
She's a focused girly. She's got places
She
to be.
is,
things
yeah.
to
She's
do.
got priorities, you know?
Mm-hmm. Girl
So,
squad.
exactly. Yeah! You think you can take us to Eva? Giselle?
In further indication that it is Eva's familiar, it shakes its head and begins pointing with its beak at the ground.
Please don't tell me she's dead and in the ground.
It shakes its head again.
Thank God. Oh.
Did
It
you
tweets
just
at
wake
you.
up here like the rest of us?
It shakes its head. And now it flies from the branch it was on and just lands on the ground and begins like jumping up and down on the ground.
Can Roma, using her big brain, try and work out what that means?
Yeah, sure. Roll insight.
Okay, thank you, because Kirsty does not. Never mind.
Dolly's gonna examine the ground where she is, like where the bird is. Is she indicating it's something specific?
So like, what you're checking like the geology of the ground, or like if something's underneath it, or
I guess Dolly is trying to figure out if Giselle's trying to indicate to specifically where she is, or just the ground in general. So I guess approaching her.
insight, having an insight thing because you're trying to ascertain its intent.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fair. Wow!
Oh my God!
Wow!
You think that Giselle is indicating for you guys to dig?
She's a dog.
I mean, does Dahlia want to show him?
I think Dahlia's so confident in her answer that she's like, oh, and just starts digging.
Hey, roll me your athletics.
Yeah.
So you start digging into the ground. As you do so, you begin uncovering, well, ground, obviously, but some nearby root structures and networks and things like that. Do you cut them or do you dig around them? They're definitely an obstacle as you're in your quest of going subterranean.
I find roots.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Some of them are bigger and thicker. Some of them are just like little tiny ones.
I think she'd dig around them, almost excavating them.
Okay.
I think Roma's just like, what are you doing?
What does it look like?
I mean, I know, but why?
Motions to the bird.
I don't know if Roma's more confused, given her crap insight roll, or...
Giselle is currently perched back on that original branch, just watching.
Oh, she's like the peasants. No, like the Lord watching the peasants. Well, want some help? Actually, wait, no. You're fine. Looks at her nails.
Fucking princess.
Of course.
You continue your excavation. Make me another athletics roll.
Yeah.
Is Roma able to have a look round and just make sure there's just keep an eye out for anything?
Yeah,
Like,
Sure, roll me your perception.
for anything was bump in the night.
I'm afraid something bad's gonna happen.
24? You don't see any. I mean, you see like critters and stuff, right? Like you see like a sloth out in the distance, hanging out on one of the vines, like really going slow and chill and shit like that. You see a creature which you're not quite sure looks almost like a bear, but it's really small, so you're not sure what it is. But it eventually leaves. You see a bunch of like little birds and insects, the normal forest accoutrement, but nothing crazy. Which is what's more disturbing, as you do feel a sense of predation, like something's watching you. But as you look around, you find all these creatures. Which, let it be known, if there is a predator here, these creatures wouldn't be chilling here. Right? They'd be getting the fuck out of Dodge because there's a killer nearby. But they're all just chilling here. So you're left flummoxed.
Yeah, I think she's definitely just on the alert, I guess, for anything that just sounds out of the ordinary. Minus Dahlia, going full on canine.
Tail starts wagging halfway through the digging. She doesn't notice it.
She's in a happy place.
Let's see. That doesn't surprise me, and that doesn't surprise me either. And as you're watching around for this hunter killer that's near you, but you can't see. You do eventually spot Eva and Fayez. Make some space here.
She's definitely going to perk up. Consider running over. Remember what Dahlia said. And it's just like, she takes like a couple of steps and goes, oh no. Eva! Fayez! Over here! Come!
I'm well aware of where you are. Giselle flies away from you guys and flies over to Eva, and she holds up her finger like fucking the forest, and Giselle just perches on her finger. Like it's odd. It's sort of quaint and like charming because like, oh, it's like a Disney princess. Then you realize it's Eva that's the Disney princess, and realize where it all went wrong.
Oh no!
Why are you digging?
I have no idea. I think she's gone insane.
Haven't gone insane. Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad you two are here.
I know it's so good to see something else. It's not like a creepy tree or a I think it's a bear I saw earlier. I'm not too sure, but yeah, no, it's good to see. She's like almost like bouncing in her step, just like, yes, other people.
It is good to see you both as well. Have you encountered anyone else?
No.
Not yet, no.
That's problematic. My question still remains, by the way, Dolly. Why are you digging?
Reasons. She stands up and starts like patting herself, like getting the dirt off. Y'all know where we are?
Sorry, just wrong thing.
Oh god. Rolling for the horrible fiend that's in the corner that's going to gobble us all up.
Out of game, Giselle was telling you to stay put.
Yeah.
Which, by staying in one spot to dig into the ground, that was exactly what happened. So it all worked out. Perfect. You asked her, like, do you know where we are? I'm not familiar. Some of these species of flora and things like that are indigenous to the Free Realms, Eulonia even. I've even seen some that are from the Ventori League. But there's many that aren't.
And this place is extra odd because the sun ain't moving.
Agreed.
And there's no landmark, right? That you noticed?
Nothing. Some trees are bigger than others, but that's trees.
Alright.
Well, the good news is, as far as we've seen, there are, he rolls his hand, edible plants that we can survive on. Plentiful water. He gestures at you, those willing to dig, as well as some small streams which likely have a source. So we will not be dying of starvation or dehydration anytime soon.
That's good.
There's also creatures to hunt, so that's good.
With the weapons that I don't have. Do you have
got bones?
You need to go full caveman.
I'm afraid I do not, but he gestures at Eva, who, like, looses a bit of her cloak and reveals 3 throwing knives.
Dahlia definitely perks up at that.
Yeah, I think Roba's definitely just like expecting no less.
Mind if I can borrow one for a bit?
She pulls out 2 and hands one to each of you.
Thank you.
So, I know they're designed to be thrown, but given our limited resources, try not to throw them unless you know you're going to score a kill.
I'm better close range, so that's fine.
Not using this at all as a weapon.
She quirks an eyebrow at that. Then what use do you have for it?
I'm gonna make more weapons.
She nods once approvingly. Very good then.
She wouldn't be able to do it on the go, right?
Nah, you need to be stationary.
I imagine.
So, what are our next steps? You said you found some not landmarks, larger trees. I spotted them as well, Giselle. I think I heard some things as well, but I didn't close in. I heard you all first.
Look to Fayez, and you said there was water that would have a source.
He nods. Correct.
Should that be our first move then?
We passed by a small stream on our approach to all of you. Should we circle back?
We might turn onto a bigger river, right?
Are there a larger river? A wider stream? An oasis, perhaps? No.
Maybe.
Fun thing, oasis isn't a term either of you recognize. Because it's not something that would happen in your homeland.
What is... What, never mind. Okay, so what supplies do we have with us? Because I got... nothing.
I have, obviously, the knives, my thieves' tools, disguise kits, Nimble's charm, and obviously the armor on my back.
Right.
I've got bones, my cloak, my bracers, my flower. Because I imagine she would sleep with it. It's around her neck, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think she would sleep with anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah,
have anything
that's fair.
small enough that she would... Because, like, she's got her kits, but those are pretty big.
Yeah.
And she'd probably take off her, like, potion belts or whatever. She'd sleep next to
Mhm.
them, if that would count. But
They wouldn't, though, I'm afraid.
she wouldn't sleep with them on.
Yes, I'm wondering as well, how kind of rough were they sleeping? So I imagine if it was rough enough, she would have slept with her armour, but if not, she probably would have taken it off. I'm not too sure.
You guys were in a camp in the middle of a blasted wasteland, surrounded by Glendon Rangers guards and Ash Warden. Your call.
She'd also have her curio, but that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She'd probably take it off. I don't want to take it off. She probably would. With that amount of protection, she'd probably
Yeah.
be quite safe.
But,
Fuck.
but
Okay.
here's the fun thing: the white Eva. Well, she's Eva, but fun thing for Spherians. They get no penalties for resting in armor up to medium.
Oh
So,
my God.
as the spy and psycho she is, of course Eva sleeps in her armor.
Oh, let me just uncheck my bloody armor. Okay.
I love
Oh.
only needing bracers. This is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mina and Fayez, you guys need armor? I got Badger too. You guys need armor?
Yeah. Oh, actually, that is a thought, because Roma doesn't have her bag, and presumably she doesn't sleep with the doll nestled in her arms most of the time. Would that would be gone, wouldn't it? Like, would she?
Do you check for him?
Well, I mean, she's got no bags or pockets really big enough to hold it, so. Yeah, I guess that's what we've
She's
done.
been following behind us this whole time. We didn't
It's just
notice.
Yeah,
like round a tree, like.
Yeah, you haven't seen him. You're free.
Oh my god!
Dahlia, can you make me a perception check using your charisma in place
That's
of
what
your
you're following
wisdom?
us.
It's gonna be on her back.
Oh my god! Have you guys ever seen
okay,
that
sorry, you
episode of
said
Doctor Who
charisma?
where it's like the beetle on the back of that one's? Oh.
Use my
Using-
charisma instead
left.
of my wisdom.
Yep.
Ooh. Do I have to?
I mean, you can not roll. That's also very good.
No, I'll roll for the sake of it.
Oh, I guess you're at a
is
little
a-
bit disadvantage as well.
-6 to the 9.
Roma, you don't know what this place is, but you're free. At least for now.
You can sort of see like her realizing, and then she just has this really big sort of. Oh. Keep
What
it
are
to
you so
herself.
relaxed for?
Don't you see? My love of forest, no pockets, no doll. Life is good.
Has that been the secret all along? There's something.
Getting kidnapped into a scary forest is probably going to eat us. Yes, it has.
There's something poetic about it. That you can never be free of the doll until you give up your material belongings.
I'm
Yeah,
not one
that
for
is something.
poetry.
I wouldn't ever suspect a Ventorian to do such. Shall we be off?
I had one weakness: giving up our stuff. Yeah, that's
Shall
a
we-
fun stream.
Very well. I'll take
Well-
points. Fires, you can take the back. And you two in the middle.
Hell yeah, ultimate protection.
Yeah.
We're the weakest in the pack, that's why we were put in the middle.
It's moreover, Fires always
Yeah.
stalks behind the group, and Giselle is the point man technically, but Eva's the next best contact.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
My armor class is only 14 now. No.
at the mention of a dark passenger that is no longer there, and while we're walking, Dahlia's gonna check in with L'Autre
Base Giselle. Base Giselle. Let's fucking
Base
go.
Wow,
Giselle!
yeah, oh
Woo!
my god.
So we'll get to that in a sec. You're trying to check in with L'Autre
Mhm.
What do you say?
I think it would be like, you're awfully quiet. Do you know where we are?
Yeah, I'm being quiet and I'm keeping an eye out. You're welcome. That's where we are. I got my theories.
Care to share?
I'm thinking that we're either somewhere in the Ryusan or the Dream Rampant. This place definitely seems, I don't know, nature magic-y enough to fit both. And the fact that we ain't dead means we ain't in the Perenzi Confederacy or the peninsula beyond it.
Be mindful of what we're doing with nature then, if that's the case.
I'd recommend it. If you want, we can do a quick test. If we're in the Ryusen, we can start bothering the woods, and while the woods might get a little mad at us, they aren't going to start actively attacking us. If we're in the Dream Rampant, it'll start actively attacking us.
Let's get us some weapons before we do any testing.
We got all the weapons we need.
I would feel better having something extra.
Alright, well, when we get in a fight, don't be afraid to knock on my door.
I'll think about it. Thank you for keeping an eye.
They go quiet. So, natural 20 from Giselle.
Damn.
Yeah. You go, bird.
Eva holds up a fist, which you guys aren't sure what it means, and after half a second she realizes that you guys wouldn't know what it means necessarily. Wait. Giselle sees something.
Oh? What?
Movement.
I think Roman like immediately crouches and goes into like stealth mode.
Dahlia stances up with a knife.
Cover me. And Eva like takes like a crouch like next to a tree trunk and just sort of like hides there to the best of her ability before she trances on and looks through Giselle's eyes.
Dahlia will keep an eye out, just to make sure that Eva is covered.
yeah, everyone's gonna like stand guard.
Again, you see critters, but nothing, not a fucking moose breaking through the woods to come kill you or something. No, nothing
my
so
God,
dramatic.
that'd be scary.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
If a moose comes, Dahlia's out.
Fuck with
All right.
Yeah, don't fuck with the mouse, yeah.
I need one of you to call it a coin flip event, heads or tails.
Tails.
No, one of you two. You're not one of the two.
But I want to be.
Heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Heads it is.
Hey!
Eva pulls out of her trance. I think it's the others. Come on. Come on,
Oh,
follow me.
God. Okay, let's go.
Follow
let's
me. Double time but quiet.
Mhm.
At that, can you guys roll me your stealth?
Wow, I can try.
go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough time for Eva and Fiaz at the disadvantage.
Wow.
Yeah, promise straight action.
That's rough.
Oh.
16. Parentheses 16 plus 9 plus 14 plus 13 divided by 4. 13 flat. Huh, nice round numbers there. To the other crew, what are your guys' passive perceptions?
That's a real good question. Would exhaustion affect passive perceptions?
Technically, no.
There you go.
15.
Shockingly good.
Okay, okay, nice. Mina is 10,
14.
so Mina's busy.
Chain scene. Shit!
As you guys are, going about your business, either, collecting food, collecting water, keeping an eye on the place, you guys begin hearing the sounds of brush, foliage being moved, pushed aside, in a manner to Jin and Badger, out of 15, not only do you guys hear it, but you guys can tell that it's someone trying to be quiet. Right, so that's its own level of suspicion, right? As opposed to someone that just doesn't give a shit and walking through the place and being loud, it's someone trying to be quiet, and you guys don't catch them. It seems to be coming from that way.
The elusive that way.
Yeah, that way.